Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thanks for joining me again at Stampin with lynnefahey.com. And yeah, I thought I would come along and do another Facebook Live. I haven't done one for just over a week now. It's been a bit busy and a bit hectic with work, but all good. Good morning, Carol. So I thought I would I'd hop on this morning, give you a little bit of notice, because I know lots of people said that they felt that they didn't get their notifications, so that they didn't actually know it was happening. But I am actually going to publish this once it's finished live. So if you haven't caught it now, then you can catch it later on. Good morning, Kylie. Wow. Yes. So yeah, I shall. It's been a funny week. It's been a really funny week. It's been a beautiful, lovely, sunny week, but this morning's a bit fresher, so I'm quite happy in some ways, because it means that the sunshine won't actually be flooding my front room and making what I'm doing difficult for you to see. I've done a little bit of crocheting. I've done an awful lot of crafting. I ended up doing all of these yesterday. And yeah, I had a day's holiday from work yesterday, so I literally sat up at this table, and they're starting to look like a bit of a rainbow. It wasn't meant to look like that, but these are my Happy Mail, so I'm actually going to be sending out nearly all of these, or all of them. So if I have your address, then I'm going to be sending out some lovely Happy Mail to customers, friends, so that they know that I'm thinking of them, because I am missing everybody. I am a big hugger. So this is torture for me. I'm a people person, so again, this is torture for me. Thanks, Kylie. Yeah, I think there's about 50 odd cards here, and I've got another 40 that I'm in the middle of doing. So yeah, I've got loads and loads of Stampin' Up stuff, and because we've now got the retiring list that's come out, so I'll put a link to that in this video at the end. So if you have anything that you really like that's not carrying over. Morning, Baz, thanks for joining us. So yeah, the retiring list is you can never tell what's going to go on it, and so basically I'll put a link to it. One of the stamp sets that I am actually using is on the retired list, so if you like what I'm doing today, then get your order in quick, and I'll post a link to my online shop as well. Morning, Jacqueline, how are you? Thanks for joining. So yeah, as I say, these are all what I've been doing. I'll put them down. Yeah, I just thought, what would I like to do? I'd like to do something floral, and if you look, I'm actually wearing floral today. So I'm in the... You're still in bed drinking a cup of Baz? Wow. Oh, I would love to be doing that, but I've been busy, and I've washed the curls, so they're all over the place, and I've stripped my bed. Oh, look, the sun's coming out just as I start to speak. I've had a cuppa, and I haven't had a breakfast yet, but yeah, I just thought I'd... oh, thank you, Baz. So I just thought I'd pop on and start sharing some bits and pieces with you. Yeah, I had a day's holiday yesterday, so that's why I made all of those cards. I hung out with one of my friends up in Cheshire, who's not on Facebook, and we crafted via Facebook the FaceTime, and we hung out from 12 o'clock till 6 o'clock, and then 7 till 8 morning. So yeah, so we basically virtually crafted all day, and it was absolutely amazing. I really loved it. So I've got Monday and Tuesday off, so I shall be crafting again. I might even do a Facebook Live if you fancy it. So give me some suggestions if there's any tips and techniques that you fancy me doing, want me to show. So I've got some lovely people joining still, so so why don't I get started? Okay, let me flip you round, and we'll get going. So here we go. Look at how streamlined that was. So I know I'm going live because there's people joining. Good morning, Michelle, my lovely. How are you? I was just explaining that I've had a lovely day off yesterday, so I got all of these cards, about 50 of them made to send out as Happy Mail. So I didn't intend it to look like a rainbow, but that's obviously how bright and cheerful I was feeling. So yeah, so if I've got people's addresses, I am going to be sending out some lovely happy mail in the post, and I hope it puts a smile on your face. So let's do this. Right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the Abstract Impressions stamp set, and this is actually retiring, so it's on page 116 of the current catalogue at the moment, and it is £24. It is retiring, so if you do want it, you literally need to get on my online shop and purchase it before it goes off, because once it's gone, it's gone. So I absolutely love this, and I'm sad that it's going. So I wanted to do something today that shares how you can use it. And some people look at it and think, oh, it's too much faffing, and I promise you it's not. So I have a card base of Night of Navy, which is 21 centimetres this way, and 10.5, no, is it? Let's have a look, I keep getting this wrong. So it's 15 centimetres this way and 21 centimetres this way, and then scored at 10.5 in the middle here to create that upright portrait card. So that's what I'm going to be using as my backing. I've also got some Blackberry Bliss, which I adore, as a mat. So what I've done is I've cut that at 8.5 centimetres. You haven't used it, Baz. You must get this out before it goes. And 13 centimetres this way. So that's the layer that I've cut. So that's going to go on there. And then what I've done is I've cut another layer that's 7.5 centimetres this way by 12 this way, in Whisper White, to go over as a layer. Because when I did it that way, it was just a bit too plain, and I wanted to pull in the colours that we're going to stamp with. So that's going to be my layer. So I'll take that off, put that to one side. I'm going to grab my 7.5 by 12 Whisper White layer, and I tried it with some offcuts of Whisper White, because I want to, I'll show you in a minute, but good morning, Michelle. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, so I wanted to put a white strip here. So I wanted it at an angle. So I've just got some of this low tack tape, but you can use post-it notes or anything like that. And as I say, I tried using the thin Whisper White. Morning, Jules. Oh, lovely for you to join me. Thank you. So yeah, we're using the Abstract Impressions stamp set, which I've just said is retiring, and I wanted to get the most out of it, and I am sending happy mail. So I've done this low tack tape at an angle because I just thought it would give us a little bit of interest. And what I am actually going to do is I'm going to use lots of different colours. So the first one I'm going to use is Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to open it up. And I wanted to show that it was easy to get lots of different shades of the same colour without having to have lots of different stamp pads. So these are two-step stamps. Well, they're not two-step, but yeah, you can do. So this is the background, and this is the accent. So you do this one in a light colour. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining. And this one we're going to use in a darker colour. Good morning, Judy. How are you? Oh, gosh, I've got lots of people joining. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp up this stamp with the Bermuda Bay. I'm going to stamp it off, and I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to press fairly hard. Good morning, Emma. Lovely to see you. I hope you're keeping well. So as you can see, it's if I come in a little bit closer, then you'll be able to see that actually it's gone right up to the line, but it doesn't matter if it hasn't. Morning. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap, tap, tap with the full colour. So this is the first generation, and I'm going to highlight it over like that. I'm going to tap, tap, tap again, stamp off once, stamp off twice, and I'm going to do it in the third generation ink, and I'm just making sure that it soaks in. Oh, let's push that down a little bit more. Okay, so and because I did that in the third generation, I want this in the second generation, so That's first, so that should be, let's tap it off again. No, I do want it in second generation, and you don't have to be too precise on it, but I just wanted a different look so that it didn't look like the same stamp set. So let's put that to one side for the moment. I'm going to fill in some big stamps as well. So this one is Coastal Cabana. I absolutely love Coastal Cabana. So again, we want the background to be light. So I am going to keep that one as it... No, I'm going to stamp it off once. Going to make it quite a focal point here and hold it on just so that... I've got ink on my finger now. You wouldn't be a crafter if you didn't get inky. So that's quite light. And then I'm going to get the detailed stamp and I'm just going to put it on as it is. So already they're the same ink pad. No, they're not. They're different. This is Coastal Cabana. So I just wanted a different tone. Morning, Dad. Thanks for joining. I've done all your cards, you'll be pleased to know. So I will drop them round to you at some point over this weekend. So yeah, and I'm going to do another one of these. But let's do the background first. So I'm just going to stamp off, stamp here. You can all see that, can't you? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Perfect. There we go. So that's a light colour. I've already stamped that with some ink. So that's another one there. And then I'm going to use some Blackberry Bliss. No, Rich Raspberry. We have got Blackberry Bliss, but this is Rich Raspberry. So again, these are two-step stamps. So this is the background and this is the accent that you want in a darker. So this is lighter. So we're literally going to tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to put it over here. Good morning, Amanda. Thanks for joining me. So lovely to see some familiar faces. Thank you ever so much. So that's the second generation ink. And we're going to use the first generation ink. So just hover over it. Doesn't matter if it doesn't line up. And then you get the extra definition. Again, just going to do that. Stamp off so that I've got... Well, let's ink it up a little bit better. And then I'm going to do it in that corner. Thank you, Michelle. Are you talking about me being pretty or the card? I know what you mean. So again, line that up just very briefly. Oh, let me come down a bit so you can see. There we go, so you can see what I'm doing. So that's the Rich Raspberry. Keep getting that one mixed up with the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so now I am bringing in the Blackberry Bliss. And I've got a two-step again. This is the background, so it needs to be light. And as I say, this is the accent, so that needs to be darker. Cool. So I'm just opening up my ink pad. It's a little bit stiff, this one, because I haven't used it very much. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap on this. Stamp off again. And then I'm going to have it coming away from that. Oop. There we go. So tap, tap, tap again. I'm going to do third generation. Just going to stick that over here. So again, it's not using... This is my fourth stamp pad, the different colours. But you've got so many different textures, different depths of the colour, that's why I just love doing this technique. So again, that's the first generation. I'm tapping off. That's the second generation, third generation. There we go. And tap, tap, tap. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my lovely chamois, Stampin' Chamois. I adore this. You can get it in the catalogue. It is carrying over to the new catalogue as well, because I just want to change the colour from Blackberry Bliss, and I want to add some of the Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to use the same stamp. Oh, thank you, Kylie. That's lovely. Well, as I say, it's going and it's one of my favourites. I really do love it. And I am going to be sad when it's gone, but that's why I'm trying to utilise it now. So, good morning, Kate. Oh, I'm so glad you caught me. Yes, it will be recorded as well, but I'm just trying to use the Abstract Impressions stamp set that's retiring. use it in a way that perhaps you might have not thought about. So I'm literally just tapping the accents in there. I've realised I haven't put the sentiment, the darker bit on there, so I'm just cleaning my stamp. Just going to go back in with the Blackberry Bliss and do it straight away. So I'm just trying to sort of get a cascade of colour and stamps and flowers. So what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to clean off these lovely ones here, and I'm going to use, I might go for, yeah, the Blackberry Bliss again, I think. This one needs to be lighter because it's the solid colour, so I'm just going to tap it off, and again I'm just going to put that there. Thank you, Kate. So I'm just stamping off. I'm just trying to fill in little bits and pieces using the colour, and then using this one, colour over the top with the darker colour. Just put that there. Okay, and I've got my finger marks in there, but that's okay. We won't worry about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill in the gaps a little bit with Old Olive, and then this little leaf stamp. It doesn't have to be a leaf, it can be a half of a butterfly actually. I might actually do that. Let's have a little look. So I'm just going to tap, 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 and I'm going to just fill it in, randomly changing the direction of the stamp, just to add a little bit of different colours. Here we go. So here, there, and as you can see I'm just rotating it and randomly putting it there, going up to that line as well. I might even just come off of that one there. So just see I'm missing a little bit there. What do you reckon? Another one there. Feel like it needs something there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the reveal. So because I've put my low tack tape on, I've actually stamped over it. So when I peel this off, let me pull you down a little bit so you can see. I've now got a lovely crisp edge where, good morning Linda, thanks for joining me today. Wow, don't think I've had this many people join me on a Facebook Live, so I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. You're obviously enjoying what I'm doing, or you're bored and and there's nothing else you can watch. I'm hoping that it's the first one and you're enjoying what I'm doing. So I've also taken a sentiment out of the thanks for the laughs, and I've used this "we really do have a perfect friendship." Morning Lexi, how are you doing? Lovely for you to join me, thank you. Morning. So this is Night of Navy, and I'm going to tap, tap, tap. You're loving it, Jules, are you? I'm just going to check it out first before I stamp it to make sure. Yeah, it's actually inked, so I'm just going to use the whole of the ink pad because I haven't used this one for a little while. Just going to use it like this, put it at an angle, hold it on for a bit so the ink sinks into the paper, and we have the sentiment. Now, for me, that still looked a little bit boring, so if you do have the marker pens, this is the Night of Navy one as well, and you have a ruler, which we mostly have as crafters, don't we? We like to measure things, we like to score against things. Thank you, Kate. But you don't want it the way that the ruler is normally. You want to flip it up, because if you look, mine's beveled. It's see-through, so I can see through it. I'm going to use the thicker marker pen end. And what I'm going to do is, let me pull you in a bit closer, you can see. I want to give it the illusion of having more layers. Oh, morning, Jilly. Missed you. I miss my pinky ladies. Right, got the set and never used it, but I've inspired you, Jules. Oh, lovely. Well, please share what you've done on this page so that I can see what you've done afterwards. And yeah, so I'm using... just caught the video. I haven't finished, so don't worry. I'm using the thick marker pen end. I miss you too. And I'm going to just drag it over here a few times. and very carefully lift it off. And what it's done is it's given the illusion that there's something behind there. I think we've done it on a couple of cards that I've done before. So again, I'm going in and I'm dragging it across a few times just to make it dark. Very carefully lifting it away because, as you can see, there is ink on there. So we want to make sure that we get that ink off, otherwise that ink ends up going everywhere. So I'm just going to move it out of the way. So now, yeah, so what I've done is that now, morning Jane, it looks like it's popping out and that I've actually got some Night of Navy card behind it, but actually it's just one layer. And I really, really, really love that. So I've left some white here. I'm going to pull you out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Don't worry, Jane, you can still catch up and watch the recording afterwards, so there's no late. I'm not going to keep a register or you're not going to be wrong. Oh, you got vertigo. I'm so sorry. That's horrid. That is really horrid. So what I've done, as I say, I've used this stamp set, which is retiring. I've done these different elements of it here. And it is great for posting, you're right, Baz. I wanted something flat. So what I've done is I have, as I said, the Night of Navy cardstock, which I've cut in half of an A4. So it's 21 centimetres by 15 and then scored in at 10.5 centimetres to make the portrait card. I've also done the layer, and that is 8.5 by 13 centimetres. So that will go on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to snail it. Thank you, Jacqueline. I thought it was nice. And do we normally use... Oh, have I just run out of... No, I haven't run out of snail. And the snail in its format of this is actually retiring as well. So they're still going to be selling snail, Stampin' Up. And but they're actually changing the whole complete packaging. So it's not going to be the same as this. So it's on the retiring list. So you can get the actual snail and the snail refill on the retiring list, but it's not retiring, just this style of it is. They've got a new version of it coming in a new catalogue. So I'm just going to put that there, flip it over and put my layer on flat. And then with this one, good morning, Lynne. Good morning, Lisa. Oh, wow. Thank you ever so much for joining me. So I'm just putting some snail on the back of this, just to keep it flat. I've got no jewels or gems to go on it. And I'm literally putting that on there. And then I've got the insert. Morning, Lisa. Gorgeous. This is going to be my insert. So I'm just going to do... what colour do I want? Shall I go for Blackberry Bliss? Or shall I go for Coastal Cabana? What do you reckon? Morning, Tara. Just want to put the flower on the inside just so that I can tie it all up. So thumbs up for Bermuda Bay and hearts for Blackberry Bliss. What do you want me to put on the inside? So Baz is saying Blackberry Bliss. So thumbs up, heart. Okay, so it's looking like hearts. And Dad, you've even put hearts as well. I'm loving you're still watching. Okay, so there's more hearts than there is thumbs up. So I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. Thank you for that. It's like a little mini vote. Sorry, Kylie, we're not using Bermuda Bay this time or Coastal. We're going to go with Blackberry. So I'm stamping it off and I'm going to put it in the corner. There's lots of thumbs ups now. And where did I put my... Oh, there it is, the other layer. So I'm just going to use this in the dark colour and highlight it there. Beautiful. What I am going to do is I'm just going to do another one that's paler. Actually, no, I'm going to do that. Do that. Oh, that doesn't matter because we'll cover that up. Nobody will know. See? Doesn't you? Yeah, that was fun. And I'm just going to do another one at the bottom just to give it a little bit of, again, doesn't matter, does it? Because we're going to cover it over. So it just looks like highlighting. Okay, so I'm going to open up my card and I'm going to stick this inside with my, and use my Tombow glue. I absolutely adore Tombow glue. I couldn't carry on crafting without it. So flip it over, line it up. Okay, very gently there. So that's the inside of the card. That's the outside of the card, but it does give it an effect, even though it's a completely flat card, so it's perfect for posting. You know, you need some Tombow. I've got some here, Jane. Anytime you're going over to Jenny's, I can leave some outside the front door for you. So, and anything else that you need if I've got it. So it's busy, but it's popping up with colour. Now, before I came on the Facebook Live, oh, thank you for the love. You're liking it. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do it in the different colourway. So what I've done is I've done the Blackberry Bliss as the background card. I've done the Night of Navy on this one. It's exactly the same card, slightly different angle, but everything is exactly the same colour. And as I say, this one looks like it's got the Blackberry Bliss behind it, but it's actually just got the Blackberry Bliss marker that I've scored across with the ruler. And this one's got the Night of Navy. So, did I put an insert in this? I did, but I didn't actually colour that one in. So if you like it plain, or you like it with a pattern on it, then yeah. So there are my two cards, which look completely different in the different colourway. And yeah, I love the colours too. So do you think you'll give this a go with this stamp set or something similar? I hope you do. And if you do, I would really, really love it if you could share it with me. So yeah, so they're the cards. You could, if you were handing them to people, put some gems on. You could even put it up on dimensionals, but I just wanted something that was so flat that it would go in the post and it wouldn't end up getting squished because it had dimensionals or any basic gems or jewels. And it might have been a colour that you wouldn't have put together. But I'm hoping that, you know, I didn't want to just use yellows and things. You need to make some birthday cards, Jane. Perfect. Perfect, yeah. I do miss our crafting sessions. Yeah, thank you. So, let me switch you around. Oh, there we go. Here we are, I'm back again. So, that was the two cards that I've done for you today. I'll probably be back on, let's have a look, Monday, and do another Facebook Live because I've still got 2 days holiday to take next week. So oh, and thank you so much for the love and thank you for joining me. So if you would like to see me do some, oh, that's this afternoon sorted, love it, please do share what you've been making in the posts on this. It's lovely to craft along with you. I don't make them very long so that people don't end up having to give out hours and hours and hours of their days watching me craft. But I try and keep, oh, I don't know, what time shall I do it? Shall I do it at 11 o'clock on Monday morning, and I'll put a post on my my business page and also on my own personal page. So 11 o'clock on Monday I'll go live. So if you have anything techniques wise that you want me to show you, then please drop me a message in here. I will reply to everybody after the after this is recorded, because I can't reply as well, and if I've missed your comments, apologies. But I'm hoping I'm getting there a little bit easier each time and that I haven't lost too many of you. And I really, really appreciate everybody joining me today. I hope you'll give this a go. It looks like I think you will. Miss you all loads. Can't wait to be able to give people hugs, kisses and craft with them and do my classes again. But if you want to order anything, as I say, I've got my online shop that I'll post a link to on this. You're at school on Monday, but you'll do the catch up. Perfect, Linda, that would be great. Oh, Lisa, you're lovely too. I really, really miss seeing my Pinky girls. Perfect. Yeah, lovely. I will look forward to catching up with you all again. And yeah, look forward to showing you some more tips and techniques. So thank you so much. Lots of love. Stay safe, stay well, and thanks for joining me. Mwah. Bye.